program contains mature subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
The stories in Half the Sky, first of all, it's good storytelling, but it also happens to be true.
Remember, this is a country where the women have no say on their own bodies. She doesn't have a great impulse. Women are expendable.
Most of the time when we're looking at these crises that go on all around the world, and they're mostly man-made crises, the real affected people are women.
All the flesh is gone.
I certainly had heard of female genital cutting, female genital mutilation. I just had no idea that it was 130 million women in the world.
They're the ones who oftentimes are the greatest victims, and oftentimes end up being some of the greatest solutions.
Women give life. Women's private parts are the bringers of life. And now I'm going to get pissed, so you better start talking.
So are we in the red light district? Yes. So not in this lane. This lane.
This documentary is going to places that have had a history of a certain kind of violence to women, and also put a face to these names that we're reading about in the book. In Half the Sky, we understand the story always. This is how people get engaged.
So you were a commercial sex worker from when to when?
From 94 to 98. I'm just curious how much you were paid for that work. 50 shillings.
The stories that are in Half the Sky are taking these uplifting, actually, great moments in horrible situations and embracing them in a way that we can.
Maybe I shouldn't ask, but can I ask, did your husband ever hit you?
No.
No. Did he?
Because I'm very harsh.
What's a miracle is that there's women who have gone through that and have come out and decided that they're going to do something about it. It speaks so much to the human spirit. Women collect the firewood. Women build the thatched huts. Women raise the children. Women work the land. The truth is, women do it all. It's not just they're important to society, they're driving it.
We have a newborn baby. The rights we want. We want to choose our husbands. We want to own the land. We want to go to school. We don't want to be cut anymore. We want to be equal. How we treat women and girls is absolutely essential to who we are as a people.
Can I ask you if you were among those who the men raped?
In the same way that slavery was a moral challenge of the 19th century, and that totalitarianism was a challenge for the 20th century. The challenge that women and girls face around the world is the moral challenge of our time.
So we have this lady who was raped 9 days before she was born.
So Nick and I got the idea for Half the Sky. It really was something that grew organically. We had written China Wakes after our period of time in China. We had written Thunder from the East about our time in Asia after we were posted in Japan. And when we wrote our previous books, what we discovered was just the mistreatment of women. These terrible things that were just being done to women. So we came back to the U.S. and I moved over to the corporate side of the New York Times, and he became a columnist and started writing about the rest of the world.
500,000 women a year die in childbirth. It's not biology that is killing them. We know how to save their lives. What's missing isn't some new medicine or technology. It's the will to save them.
Nick really has tapped into an area of coverage that resonates with people. Partly because no one writes about it, and partly because of the platform of the New York Times, Nick was able to reach a wider audience. And what has made him stand out is that he is relentless when it comes to covering these issues.
Anybody who thinks that the word slavery is hyperbole should meet someone whose life has belonged to pimps and traffickers.
At a time where we're losing reporters left and right, he's the guy that sits there with a pad and goes, okay, great, well, can we go there? The guy will say, well, there's someone who did this. He'll go, can I go there? And they'll say, when? And he says, now.
Only like 5% of the people who've been through the John schools are ever arrested again.
Sky to lay out the issues.
Together they wrote a book that hits home and hits hard. And I think it tells the truth about the lives of girls and women.
So no member of the police force now knows the location.
No, they do not.
It was powerful, and it was just shocking.
It just brings it back to a very human place, which is where these issues need to be.
It's first telling the story and being authentic about it and not overly dramatizing the bad things or saccharinizing the good things, but, telling an authentic, believable story. And then saying to the reader or the viewer, you could have an impact here.
There has been a momentum, there is momentum that calls us for action now. Of course, we were hoping that would help jumpstart a movement, but it's taken on such an interesting, broad change in people's attitudes, more so than we ever expected.
What do you think are the differences between prostitution and trafficking?
The world is now taking notice because we see things like the book Half the Sky, but we also see report after report emphasizing the crucial role that women play in the development of their families, their communities, and their countries. We'll be going to regions around the world where the repression of women and girls is truly at its most extreme. This tends to be an issue worldwide, including right here in the United States. But there are some countries where this problem is at its worst, and those will be our focus.
We'll be traveling to 6 different countries, and we've invited 6 American actresses to join us.
Celebrities can bring these issues into the limelight, and I think that's your job, to shine a little light on people that are actually doing the hard lifting.
What you're really trying to do is take this focus and shine on the people who are working within their country, who've been there their whole lives, who maybe have even been victims, who are trying to make their country better.
We wanted to check in for Hargeisa.
Okay. When I read Half the Sky, I don't think I'm one person. I think the whole world is starting to wake up to women's worth.
Don't want to forget that.
To be physically present in a place is irreplaceable. Nicholas is right. You have to show up.
Okay.
In much of the developing world, women don't even have the basic right to go and see a healthcare professional. It's not even considered something that women should do. It's, why should we waste the money on them? And that's the attitude that is prevalent in so much of the developing world. So it's discrimination, and often it leads to death, so it's discrimination to death. Somaliland and Somalia have some of the world's highest maternal mortality rates. This is one of the most dangerous places in the world to get pregnant.
We're in Somaliland right now.
Yes.
But this is...
It's within Somalia.
It's within Somalia.
It's not recognized.
Nobody recognizes it. It waged its own independence war.
When was that? If you don't mind me asking.
I have no
A
idea.
pop quiz, sorry.
Guessing.
Try to find something you don't have the answer to.
I'm here as a witness. I wanted to put my money where my mouth is. I wanted to physically take myself the next step of my belief system and my interest and my curiosity and my compassion and my hope for the world.
I kept hearing these stories about how there was this amazing woman who single-handedly put up this hospital that was doing amazing work to keep women alive, to fight female genital mutilation, and was just, leading the whole country toward a new appreciation of its women. Somebody put it to me that she was the Mother Teresa for our age. She is just this force of nature, and in a country where a woman has a 1 in 12 chance of dying in childbirth in her life, a 1 in 12 lifetime risk, which is just stunning.
That is.
She has been training midwives, she's been doing these deliveries herself, and just being this incredible role model for Somali girls.
Nick and Diane are coming to see what we have in reality and hopefully look for solutions. Take them out there. Let them taste the dust. Let them visit the hut. let them see where they get their water from, if they have water. Unless they see the reality, they will not understand the severity of the condition. Last night was a hard night. We had a woman sent to us from Belgrade, which is a village, a town on the border between Somaliland and Ethiopia, about 4 hours away. She had eclampsia, obstructed labor. She was found to be anemic. Road is rough, unpaved. I became the first Somaliland girl to win a scholarship to study in the United Kingdom. Spent 7 years there, did my nursing, did my midwifery, and came back in 1961 as the first qualified Somali nurse midwife. There's no trained midwife in all of this area. There's no trained midwife here. This is like a war map, a strategic map. Where do we need someone to fight the enemy, disease, death? So we've developed a program. It's a public health midwife, a woman who is trained basic nursing. She can give an injection, she can put up an IV, she can take care of various medical conditions, but focus mainly on preventive of complications and dealing with pregnancies. And what we do is we bring women from the districts to this hospital, train them for 18 months, and then send them back. My ambition is to train 1,000 community midwives for Somaliland. And if I can have midwives placed in every health center in Somaliland, that will be a great gift for my people, and that will be a great satisfaction for me. Today we will be driving out to the south of Somaliland, towards the Ethiopian border. We're here in Hargeisa, and we will be going to Balugubadle, which is here. Balugubadle is my village. My extended clan comes from there. What we'll see is lots of settlements, of a few huts, and some livestock, because they're all camel, goat, and sheep herders. Very few health services in these areas. So the day I will see a midwife placed in any of these places, that'll be the day when I will think my training has been justified. The message we had was there was a pregnant woman who was not well. So.
And in a place like this, you probably had no prenatal care.
No way. The woman who dies is the uneducated, the poor, the nomadic, the one who has no access to hospitals, the women who have no prenatal care, the women who are delivered by their grandmothers or their neighbors, the ones who are getting married too young, the ones whose pelvises are too narrow, the woman who is being delivered by someone who doesn't understand the importance of hygiene and cleanliness and sterility of equipment and hands and tools. These are the women who die.